Hi Lynn, nice to see you.
Hi, nice to see you too.
Can you tell me a little bit about what brings you in today?
Well, I'm married to a man who won't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'll ask him to do some things like around the house and he'll do it for a couple days,
Mm-hmm.
but then he stops. It's really frustrating because I've been married to him a couple years and yeah.
Has it been like this since you were married, or is this a recent?
No, kind of since, so it's, added up.
Yeah, I'm sure that's frustrating.
Very. Because I feel like his mother.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm
Mhm.
sure. Have you always been more of like a mothering, nurturing, like burden carrying?
Well, not to
kind of
humans.
Not to humans.
Not to
Can
humans,
you tell
no.
me a little bit about that?
Well, I like pets, so, I really like pets. But I married him because I was really lonely and I just broken up with this guy, so I probably married him too soon. But he's a nice person. He's got a kind heart, but he just won't do, I guess, the basic manly requirements around the house.
Like?
Taking out the garbage, helping me with the laundry. What else? What else do you guys do? I mean, it's just splitting the chores, and I always have to ask him.
Yeah.
And he'll sit on the couch and watch Netflix or something.
Yeah. Can you tell me about his reaction when you ask him? Like, does he sound disgruntled or frustrated, or how does he react when you ask him to help you?
Well, he makes like a little sigh and then he'll do it, but then he
don't
won't do
wanna-
anything on his own.
You don't want to have to ask him to do
Right,
it. You want
right.
him to know that he should do it and then just initiate it on himself.
Well, he knows that it would help me because I work, he works, and he'll do it for a couple days and then he doesn't do it anymore.
Can you describe maybe sure. Can you describe maybe an ideal situation of what it would be like?
With him?
Yes.
Well, I'm thinking about not staying married to him, so I don't know how ideal it would be. We've done couples counseling, and actually the couples therapist sent me to you for myself to figure out a solution to this.
Ideally, in the situation you're in right now, without leaving him, like an ideal situation now, what would that look like?
Well, ideal would be that he is more responsible on his own, that I don't have to be his mother. But the problem, part of the problem is he smokes pot, so I'm thinking that might make him lazy.
Be forgetful? Could that be an option? Maybe he forgets?
Well, if he remembers to turn the TV on.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Have you tried sitting down and talking with him?
Yes.
Yeah, how does that go?
I think I'm just to the point of so much frustration. Like I have a lot of responsibility with his daughter, and I'm not the daughter's mother.
Right.
And I'm not saying that's bad or good. I'm just saying it's frustrating that he doesn't, that I have to ask him to do everything. But he was the baby in his family. His mom always took care of him.
Yeah, that probably does really influence how he's behaving now, even though it was so long ago.
Well, he hasn't grown up.
Yeah.
And I'm grown up, sort of.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think would happen maybe if you didn't do the things around the house?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
Nothing would get done, and then I have to do everything myself. No, that's not working.
You don't think that would work?
No, we already did that. We already did the I did everything, and then it builds up on me. It's and then I guess I get resentments towards him, and I don't like him when he's like that.
Yeah, I'm sure. Can you tell me a little bit more about his daughter from a previous relationship? How does that situation look like?
Well, I mean, I love her, and she's sweet, and I feel bad that her mother's so neglectful.
Right.
But her mother's not on our page at all, so I have a lot of negativity from that angle. And
what I hear you saying is you feel like everything has been put onto your shoulders. The house chores, keeping your relationship like active with your husband, even though you want to give up you have that relationship going with his daughter from a previous relationship,
Yes.
and you feel like you have to take care of all of these things, and you feel burdened and you feel resentful.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's true, yes.
Have you always been like the type of person to take burdens on to yourself? Like, when do you think that started?
Well, I am responsible, but I'm supposed to be responsible. I'm 30-some years old. I would say if you wanted me to look back, you know, into my childhood, my parents were really critical. And so I'm thinking that might play into it, but I'm not quite sure how.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm criticizing myself. I have no idea. That's why I came to see you.
Right. I think that childhood and the way that we're raised does play a huge part into how we behave as adults. So my thought was, maybe if you have been taking on burdens of other people for your whole life, then maybe that could be.
No, I think the burden's been placed,
So you feel.
I don't think I took on burdens. I think they were put on me.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I think. I
Could be.
don't know. I haven't thought about it that much, actually.
Yeah, so maybe there's a heightened sense of responsibility, and you feel like these are your problems and they are your burdens, and you are just taking them onto yourself.
Yeah, that feels right. When you said heightened sense of responsibility. Yeah, well, I'm super sensitive.
Right.
And then especially, I guess, because I feel like a relationship needs to be more equal.
Yeah, it seems from what you're saying it's kind of one-sided a little bit.
Well, not totally, but yeah, I have a lot of responsibility, and I just really can't frickin' stand looking at him sitting on the couch and being lazy.
Yeah. Do you guys ever go on dates maybe, or have time away from the house? So maybe if you're separated from those responsibilities and you can't see the trash that needs to be taken out, and you're kind of just focusing on your relationship with him, do you have opportunities?
Well, yeah, but we've had those and they don't seem to be working. Because then we just go home and it gets in the same situation.
Yeah.
Like, that's just a cover-up, going on a vacation. It doesn't give me any, the only insight it's given me is adios.
Yeah.
So help me figure out a way to get comfortable with ending the marriage.
Is that really the road that you want to go down? Do you feel like there's no hope? Or, I mean, I think that you might feel that there is a little because you're here and you're talking about it. I think that you do want to fix it, and that there is hope, and you do care about him. And that's what I want to focus on. I don't want to focus on trying to end your marriage unless that is absolutely what you want to do.
All right, well, it's not exactly what I want, because you're right.
Can you tell me about what you want?
I want him to do his chores.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I guess I probably have some things to work on myself. I'm not really sure. Maybe, I know I'm sensitive. But you know what I realized though, Becca, is that we don't have the same values anymore. Like, I married him because I was lonely, and honestly, I think because of our upbringing, we are different.
Yeah, I'm sure that does make things difficult, being from different cultural backgrounds. Have you talked to him about this? Like, you think
but his family is such a mess. Like, if you want, I can tell you the whole situation. I mean, there's like abuse over there, verbal abuse. His sister, I think, the husband mistreats the kids. The punishment is so out of skew to what they did wrong. They're not allowed to do anything. So it's like the whole family dynamic is really starting to get me.
Yeah, I'm sure that is.
Anxiety.
I'm sure that does cause anxiety for you. Yeah. Do you see any anxieties in him? Like, maybe he.
Oh, he's high.
Yeah. But do you think maybe he's using that to cope with anxieties? And maybe he comes and sits down on the couch and just watches TV and wants to disconnect from everything.
Oh yeah, well, that's his problem. Thank you for reminding me. He's totally disconnected from everything, and I'm the one person he's really disconnected from.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, maybe he just doesn't even know how to connect to anyone.
I think that could be. So I don't think it's his intention to make you frustrated by not taking out the trash. I think it could be that he's just disconnected and he feels like that's his way to cope with all of these.
Well, I'm just really fed up with him.
I'm sure.
Like, if you want to give me some other suggestions on a daily basis, I'll take it, but I'm still, like, it's hard for me, but I really don't wanna stay in the marriage. I mean, I don't, but I do, but I've been trying this for so long, and that's why I came to you.
Yeah, that is very confusing.
Mhm.
Do you do things outside, like without him,
Me?
like, yeah?
Oh, yeah, I have my
What is-
own
yeah,
pet
what is-
sitting business, I have girlfriends, yeah.
Can you tell me a bit about your support system? So like your friends and your family, and is that helpful for you? Do you feel like connected
My
with them?
family, not so. I mean, they're okay people, but
Mhm.
I don't really like to bring this to them. But I have, oh yeah, I have lots of girlfriends to talk to, yes. And I've been in workshops and, you know, I told you we did the counseling and,
Mhm.
but that, I think that's just not working for me, the counseling. But the workshop was really good.
Yeah, can you tell me about the workshop a little bit? Like what was good about it? Do you think it helped you with your relationship
yeah.
with your husband?
Oh, no,
No.
it helped me, not
Okay.
the
Helpful in
relationship.
what ways?
I got a lot of my anger out.
Mhm.
What else? I cried. I was called out on my stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if, do you think it would be helpful to try a workshop with your husband? Like if there was some kind of, well, other than counseling, maybe if you went to,
Oh, he did do that on his own.
Oh, well, that sounds very good. It sounds like he was wanting to try and make progress, right? If he's putting in the effort to go out and do things on his own without you trying to, like,
Well, he always goes back to the same thing.
yeah.
So I feel like, you know, what is it? I'm
Probably
between a
helpful.
rock and a hard place.
It does sound like you are between a rock and a hard place. Yeah.
So I don't know, you know, I just, I feel bad for his daughter. I feel bad that the relationship is, I'm thinking about ending it. He's probably gonna be very mad and try to continue the relationship. And, and I don't really want to.
Yeah. What do you think would happen if you brought up the idea that you were having doubts about your relationship? Like, have you talked with him about that before? Maybe he doesn't know how bad
no,
it
he
is.
knows.
He knows.
Yeah,
how
he
you're
just keeps
feeling?
going back to the same thing, yeah. No, I mean, I kind of feel like after that workshop, I got myself back together. But that's the hardest part is because I fluctuate from staying to leaving.
Mm-hmm.
How much time do we have left?
We have about 2.5 minutes left.
Hmm.
So, what?
I mean, I feel a little bit better just by talking about it, but I didn't come up with a solution, and I don't know if really, maybe my expectations are too high. No, I've tried reducing them.
Do you think
Maybe I just need to live alone.
Do you think maybe if you tried reducing your heightened sense of responsibility, do you think that would help?
I can't live like that. Come
Okay.
on, really? Like, the trash isn't taken out?
Yeah. Yeah. In an ideal situation, what do you think would help with this situation? Like if you could imagine anything that would be
Big.
helpful. Something small, because you don't
Okay.
want to put a bunch of burden on him.
I
Something
guess if he would do the homework with his daughter, that
some
would
little
help.
change.
That
Just so
would
you
help.
can see that I'm sure that he does want to put in effort, maybe. I don't know, I'm not sure what he's like, but maybe if you could give him one little task instead of putting everything, like you don't take the trash out, you never interact with your daughter, all you do is watch TV and smoke pot, like maybe give him one little task.
Okay,
Say,
the homework would take some responsibility off
Yeah,
me.
and it would teach him how to take responsibility maybe a little bit. Say, hey, like maybe when your daughter comes over, do you think that you could sit with her and do homework? I think it would be helpful for her to do that instead of you saying like, oh, you never do this.
Oh, so tell his daughter to ask.
No, you can ask him and say, hey, like maybe it would be helpful for your daughter if you were to sit with her instead of you doing it. So it's kind of like shifting the responsibility. So you do have a little bit of responsibility still with asking him, saying, hey, what's his name?
Bob.
Hey, Bob, do you think maybe when let's say hypothetical daughter's name is Teresa, do you think when Teresa comes over, you could sit with her and you could do her homework with her while I do the dishes. So it's not like you're putting all of this heavy responsibility saying, oh, you never do this and you never do that, because that can be overwhelming for someone, wouldn't you think? Like if the roles were reversed.
Oh, yeah, oh, sure,
Yeah,
yeah,
and
but,
you don't
yeah,
wanna-
all right, I mean, I guess I
You
could
could
try
try
that,
that.
but really underneath, I don't really want to stay married to him.
Mm.
But I could try that.
Okay, I think that could be helpful before we make such like a big decision like that. I'd like to try maybe giving him little bits of responsibility. He can still sit and watch TV if he wants to, but like for 2 hours, maybe try and sit with his daughter and do their homework.
Okay.
Do the homework
All right.
together.
Do you want me to come back next week and see where we're at?
Yeah, I would love to hear an update, and I would love to see how that worked for
It's
you.
probably gonna be in the same place. But thank you.
We'll see.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.